ministers of state herein present, distinguished guests, our friends from the media, fellow citizens of Ghana. Permit me to express profound appreciation for the opportunity to account to the good people of Ghana on the achievements of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture since our assumption of office. Ghana's agricultural landscape presents a paradox. On one hand, we are blessed with an abundance of arable land, a growing and youthful population, numerous inland water bodies, and favorable access to regional and international trade. These assets hold the promise of economic transformation and food sovereignty. On the other hand, our farmers and agribusinesses continue to face deep-rooted structural challenges, such as persistent food insecurity, high post-harvest losses, climate change threats, limited mechanization, and fragmented value chains that suppress growth and discourage investment. It is against this backdrop that the government, under the visionary leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, launched the Agriculture for Economic Transformation Agenda, ITA, a bold, practical, and forward-looking pathway to restructure and modernize Ghana's agricultural sector. The Feed Ghana program, a flagship program under ITA, being implemented by MOFA, serves as the main vehicle for actualizing this transformative agenda. While ITA sets the direction, focusing on productivity growth, agro-industrialization, climate resilience, youth employment, and export diversification, Feed Ghana provides the implementation route. It brings the vision to life through practical interventions such as input delivery, irrigation expansion, farmer registration, value addition support, and digital agricultural systems. In simple terms, why ITA tells us what to do and why, Feed Ghana shows us how and where. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the urgency of this transformative agenda cannot be overemphasized. As of 7 January 2025, when the National Democratic Congress (NDC) assumed office, Ghana's food import bill had reached alarming levels. About $3 billion was spent annually on basic food items such as rice, poultry, vegetable oils, sugar, and processed goods that could and should be produced locally. This not only drained our foreign exchange reserves, but also eroded our food self-sufficiency and exposed us to external price shocks. Indeed, food prices in Ghana have been on a relentless upward trajectory. Between 2022 and early 2025, the cost of basic food commodities more than doubled in several urban markets. The most telling indicator of this economic strain was the historic rise in food inflation, which peaked at an unprecedented 61% in January 2023 under the previous administration. Though there were marginal reductions thereafter, food inflation remained dangerously high, significantly undermining purchasing power and increasing the cost of living for our people. When the NDC government took over in January 2025, food inflation was 28.3%, reflecting the fragile macroeconomic environment we inherited. Today, due to decisive leadership, prudent interventions, and efforts to stabilize the food system, food inflation has dropped significantly to 9.5% as of October 2025, providing much-needed relief to households and industries alike. This turnaround is a testament to the importance of resetting Ghana's agricultural economy, and it begins with the right fundamentals. Foundational actions undertaken since January 2025. From day one, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture moved to lay critical foundations that will ensure long-term productivity, sustainability, security, resilience, and import substitution. Among the most urgent interventions have been the following: seed production and localization. The recurring crisis of delay in the supply of imported seed, often arriving well after the planting season, demanded urgent redress. To tackle this, the government has prioritized local seed production as a strategic imperative for food security. Without seed sovereignty, there can be no food security. We recognize the immense potential of our research institutions in seed research, development, and testing, and the ministry stands ready to collaborate with them as we work towards full seed sovereignty. From 2026, MOFA will only supply locally sourced seeds to the Ghanaian farmers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is instructive to note that the support of the Korean Plant Industries Association, KOPIA, with the support of the Korea Plant Industries Association, KOPIA, Ghanaian farmers are undergoing intensive training in seed production. At the same time, the Korean Rural Corporation is developing irrigation infrastructure on 100 hectares of land to support rice seed production. To ensure sustainability and affordability, the Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology, KIAT, has commissioned 1 megawatt solar farm to power the irrigation systems. With technical support from the Ministry of Energy, this project is expected to be completed in 2027. It will produce 10,000 tons of high-quality rice seed, and Ghana will be well on its way to rice seed independence. Similarly, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, in collaboration with the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, is training rice seed producers in Weta, Botanga, and Tono. In addition, a memorandum of understanding has been signed with the government of the Netherlands to facilitate the technical and financial capacity building for the development of vegetable seed production in Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me at this juncture seize the opportunity to express our unqualified appreciation to KOPIA for making available 300 tons of Ejapa rice seed developed by the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, to support our rice farmers free of charge, and an additional 154 tons to support the lean season production. Seed testing capacity. With support from Agric, the ministry has taken delivery of modern seed testing equipment for the Plant Protection and Regulatory Services Directorate for quality assurance of locally produced and imported seeds. Fertilizer quality control. Agric has again supported the acquisition of fertilizer testing equipment for PPRSD, enhancing the ministry's ability to monitor and regulate fertilizer quality nationwide. Now, soil management. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, effective soil management is indispensable for enhanced crop productivity. It is against this background that, in partnership with the Food and Agricultural Organization, MOFA has taken delivery of state-of-the-art soil testing equipment, and the soil laboratory in Kumasi is being rehabilitated and retooled to international standards. Soil sampling and analysis across the country will commence in the early part of 2026. This initiative is crucial for developing soil-specific fertilizer blends and improving yield. It also enables us to determine crop suitability in specific areas for increased productivity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, FAO, MOFA, and the Soil Research Institute of CSIR are collaborating to build a reliable scientific foundation for sustainable soil management and agricultural planning in Ghana. Weather information systems, building climate intelligence for agriculture. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, agricultural success today depends not only on land and labor, but on timely and accurate weather information. Climate variability and unpredictability are among the greatest risks our farmers face, and responding to these requires systems that generate, analyze, and disseminate data in real time. The ministry has made significant strides in transforming Ghana's agro-meteorological landscape. We have installed 20 automated weather stations across the country under the Ghana Meteorological Agency, GMET. These stations, unlike manual ones, collect data automatically 24/7, ensuring higher accuracy and consistency, faster data transmission to GMET central database, elimination of manual dependency for readings, enhanced forecasting, and eliminate modeling for disaster prevention and farm planning. Out of the 20 automated weather stations, 11 are located in senior high schools, where climate clubs have been formed to promote environmental literacy and ownership. This does not only provide fiscal security for the instruments, but also educates the next generation about climate-smart agriculture. The automated weather stations allow us to provide with precise and hyper-local advisories on rainfall patterns, temperature trends, wind conditions, and soil health, directly influencing planting, harvesting, and fertilizer application decisions. To integrate and analyze data from both manual and automated weather stations, the ministry is establishing a management information system. The system will enable real-time analysis, visualization, and dissemination of weather forecasts to support cropping decisions, food system planning, and early warning mechanisms. The supplier for the MIS has been shortlisted, and the evaluation report has been submitted to the World Bank for approval. Once completed, this MIS will serve as the digital backbone of Ghana's agro-meteorological intelligence. Another groundbreaking initiative in the climate model pilot, designed to strengthen early warning systems and improve farmers' access to actionable digital advisories. So far, 1,059 farmers across 15 regions have been receiving climate-smart agricultural advice via SMS and voice calls, helping them to prepare for planting and weather disruptions. The full launch of the climate model is scheduled for the first week of December 2025 and will reach tens of thousands more. Information dissemination infrastructure to ensure that weather data reaches all farmers, regardless of location. The ministry has secured a partnership with the Ministry of Communication to send SMS alerts free of charge to farmers. Local FM stations and community information centers are being engaged to broadcast forecasts in local languages. Agricultural extension agents are being equipped with motorbikes to deliver forecasts directly to remote communities. Through our growing network of almost 70,000 community commodity farmer cooperatives, this information is disseminated in real time to support timely action. Furthermore, with the support of the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, the Event Application Plus, EMA Plus, a modern tool that represents a new milestone in the journey of Ghana towards enhancing animal health surveillance, disease notification, and early warning systems, has been developed and deployed to strengthen early detection and rapid response to livestock disease. This was launched on 25th September 2025 by Magusev, and under this system, Once a farmer observes any abnormal symptoms, they can immediately log the case on the IMA Plus platform, which transmits the report to the Central Diagnostic Laboratory in Accra. The laboratory, now fully equipped and retooled, conducts rapid diagnosis and provide immediate feedback to guide treatment. The IMA Plus platform is protecting the investment of our farmers by ensuring timely intervention, reducing disease spread, and safeguarding animal health and environmental safety and food quality. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with these comprehensive systems in place, Ghana is entering a new era of climate-smart agriculture, where technology, data, and local knowledge work hand in hand to safeguard the livelihoods of our farmers and the food security of our nation. This is agriculture anchored on data and technology. Delivering the Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda through the Feed Ghana program. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to operationalize the Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda, MOFA has rolled out the Feed Ghana program as the flagship implementation framework. This program translates the high-level goals of ITA into visible, ground-level interventions that are restoring hope, reviving agricultural enterprises, and reclaiming Ghana's food sovereignty. Under the Feed Ghana program, we want to achieve two major things. One, food sufficiency, to be able to feed every Ghanaian here from local resources. And two, provide constant and uninterrupted supply of raw materials for industrial operations to support the government broad policy of the 24-hour economy. Allow me to walk you through the key pillars to stimulate national interest in agriculture. Feed Ghana becomes a national movement. The first leg of the Feed Ghana program is a nationwide campaign to stimulate patriotism, interest, and participation in agriculture. What began as a policy intervention has now evolved to a national movement, a rallying call to institutions, youth, and communities to take ownership of Ghana's agricultural revival. Under this campaign, several public and private institutions are actively engaged in institutional farming. This includes the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ghana Prison Service, the National Service Authority, 413 senior high schools, junior high schools, and primary schools, public universities such as the University of Ghana, KNUST, UCC, UDS, Ho Technical University, University of Energy and Natural Resources, etc., etc. Faith-based organizations, including churches and mosques. This growing participation is a testimony to the fact that today, the Feed Ghana program is currently the cynosure of all Ghanaians. It has rekindled a national spirit of food independence and restored dignity to farming. Home gardening. As part of the Feed Ghana campaign, a clarion call has been made to all households to engage in home gardening to help reduce household expenditure on food, especially vegetables. The participation has been massive and incredible. Even though the campaign has not achieved its full objectives, it has been a passable endeavor. To sustain this home gardening program, MOFA is establishing nurseries at the district departments of agriculture across the country to improve household access to the seedlings of various vegetables. Irrigation for wealth creation, ending rain-dependent agriculture. A critical enabler for food sufficiency under the Feed Ghana program is irrigation infrastructure. To ensure all year-round production and climate resilience, MOFA is aggressively shifting Ghana's agriculture from rain-fed production to irrigation-based farming. This, in the wisdom of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, would facilitate our journey towards full security. Key developments in the past 9 months include construction of 10 new small dams, rehabilitation of 8 existing irrigation dams, 250 solar-powered boreholes for farming communities and second cycle schools across the 5 regions of the North, Bono, and Ahafo regions. We are also rehabilitating the following irrigation schemes: via irrigation scheme in Bogatanga and Bongo district of the Upper East region to cover land size of 850 hectares. Without irrigation scheme in Ketu North, municipal of the Volta region, to cover land size of 880 hectares. Tanoso irrigation scheme in Tachiman, municipal of the Bono East region, to cover land size of 100 hectares. Ashaman irrigation scheme in Greater Accra, land size of 200 hectares. Aveime irrigation scheme in the Volta region, land size of 245 hectares. It must be stated here that Canada has donated 25 solar-powered boreholes. 15 have been completed, and the remaining 10 will be completed in the first quarter of 2026. The European Union, through FAO, have also donated 45 solar-powered boreholes for selected districts in the northern part of the country. Processes have begun for the construction of the following new inland valleys for rice production. 1, Anunuso Inland Valley in Anunuso, Brofuyedu, Nkwankwanua, and Awaham communities in the Ashanti region to cover land size of 175 hectares. Atonsu Inland Valley in Atonsu and Abramaso communities in the Ashanti region to cover land size of 150 hectares. Kawampe Inland Valley in Kawampe, Tamfuto, Kaka, Tadifufuo, Tahiru Ekura, Chiranda, Atekura, and Abrawanko communities in the Bono East region. This is to cover 647 hectares. Odaho and Odamu Inland Valleys in Yankroma and then Doniaso communities in the Ashanti region, land size of 114 hectares. Wamukumi Inland Valley in Wamukumi and Ofenhu communities in the Ashanti region, land size of 114 hectares. Additionally, FSRP is supporting the implementation of several pipeline irrigation projects. These interventions are designed not only to support smallholders, but also to anchor commercial farming clusters. Now, farmer service centers. Mechanization for modern agriculture. Mechanization is a fundamental requirement for modern agriculture. Under the Feed Ghana program, the ministry is establishing farmer service centers across the country. Procurement processes will soon begin for the acquisition of 660 tractors, 400 combine harvesters, and related equipment. In total, over 4,000 pieces of agricultural machinery and implements are being mobilized to equip the first 50 farmer service centers. These centers will provide services such as land preparation, input supply, harvesting support, storage facilities, extension advisory services, market linkage, and equipment leasing at affordable rates, especially to smallholder farmers. Agricultural extension officers, strengthening the front line of knowledge transfer. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of agricultural extension officers cannot be overemphasized. They are the bridge between research and farming practices, bringing innovation and science to the farm gate. However, the current extension agent to farmer ratio in Ghana is far below the international standard. While the acceptable ratio is 1 AEA to 500 farmers in Ghana, it is 1 AEA to over 1,500 farmers. This gap constrains knowledge transfer and adoption of modern agricultural practices. To address this, MOFA plans to procure 540 motorbikes to facilitate AEA mobility. 150 of these motorbikes were distributed on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. A total of 400 AEAs are being recruited as Feed Ghana coordinators for all the districts. Their motorbikes are being readied for deployment. It is our hope that the Ghana Food Brigade will be launched before the end of December this year. In addition, 10,000 youth are being enrolled on the National Service Scheme under a 4-year program. Each year, a portion of these youth will be retained as permanent ministry staff to augment agricultural extension delivery. This is to clear the backlog of students who have completed the ministry's agricultural and veterinary colleges from 2015 up to date and have not been posted. By investing in the front line of service delivery, MOFA is cementing the foundation for modern, climate-smart, and data-driven agriculture. Cooperatives, building the social infrastructure for economic transformation. To ensure scale, coordination, and inclusivity, MOFA is placing community commodity-focused farmer cooperatives at the heart of our agricultural transformation. These cooperatives are not just for aggregation and marketing. They are being positioned as platforms for training, finance, mechanization, input access, and climate adaptation. As of 11th October 2025, a total of 70,000 community commodity-focused cooperatives have been established across the country. These cooperatives are being integrated into every major intervention, from mechanization to weather advisory, ensuring no farmer is left behind. This is to give the farmers a voice in all agricultural matters. Once they are into cooperatives, they can negotiate for reasonable prices for inputs and reasonable prices for outputs. They can also enjoy the advantages of economies of scale as they live in the same area and produce the same commodity. They can share ideas and prefer solutions to challenges confronting them together. Now, value addition, which is a critical pillar of the Feed Ghana program. Private sector as engine of agro-industrialization. Value addition is essential for job creation, price stabilization, and export diversification. Some notable private sector investments that MOFA will be linking to our well-organized community commodity-focused farmer cooperatives and farmer service centers to ensure a reliable supply of raw materials for processing include Chirajia Farms Limited in Tono is installing rice processing equipment valued at $23,000, providing market access to rice farmers in Tono and Northeast regions. A2 Agro Allied Company is setting up a state-of-the-art poultry feed processing facility in Kase Ashanti region. Nadkansco Processing Limited is establishing an agro-industrial facility in Techiman to process cashew. Obapak Company Limited is also establishing an agro-industrial facility in Techiman to process onion. A 154 million euro investment by the government of Italy in partnership with BF International aimed at transforming large-scale commercial agriculture in Ghana has been secured. Under this initiative, a 10,000-hectare irrigated model farm will be developed for the production of rice, maize, soya, and tomato on an all-year-round basis. As part of the project, Sihiam Bari, an agency of the Italian government, will collaborate with the West African Center for Crop Improvement, WACI, of the University of Ghana to establish a national seed bank, while partnering with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, to implement a comprehensive soil testing and Suitability Program. They will also build schools, hospitals, ICT centers, and community centers for all communities within the production enclaves. Government, with the support of development partners, is setting up a new soya processing plant in northern Ghana to process soya beans into soya cake and oil. While the oil is edible, the cake will contribute to a reduction in poultry feed costs in Ghana. The capacity of the soya plant is 40 metric tons per day at an estimated cost of $370,000. This will provide guaranteed markets for soya farmers in northern Ghana. I am happy to report that the soil cutting ceremony will be done in early 2026. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, additional support is being mobilized for the share value chain. In this regard, the PBC Share Board has been inaugurated, and the PBC Share Butter Factory, established in 2015 by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and which collapsed in 2019 under the MPP government, has been revamped in the last 10 months. We now have a contract to supply shea butter to Netherlands and other countries. Ghana's shea butter is considered premium in the world market, and we must expand our shea processing capacity to take advantage of the growing demand for shea butter. Steps are therefore being taken to restrict the export of raw shea nuts. Let me repeat that. Steps are therefore being taken to restrict the export of raw shea nuts. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Agence Française Développement is also providing resources under the Boost Ecological Transition Towards Enhanced Revenue Better project for the development of the shea industry. A total of 4 million euros is earmarked for the development of the shea industry. Now, Vegetable Development Project, Yeridua, advancing vegetable production for food security and import substitution. Distinguished guests, fellow Ghanaians, as part of government's broader agricultural diversification agenda, the ministry is implementing the Vegetable Development Project, Yeridua, a strategic intervention to transform the vegetable subsector and reduce the country's dependence on imports. This project will be launched by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama this coming Thursday, 27th of November, 2025, in Kukum in the Ahafo region. To address the issue of post-harvest glut and price volatility, partnerships have been established with Farm-Made Tomato Company and the Tomato Women Association to offtake harvested produce at the farm gate. The ministry is also promoting cluster farming models to ease aggregation and transport logistics for large-scale buyers, avoiding the inefficiencies associated with scattered smallholder farms. With a generous grant support of $3.17 million from the government of Norway, the ministry is leading the implementation of a targeted tomato initiative focused on 4 interlinked pillars: seed development, certified seed production, productivity enhancement, and market systems development. Now, poultry industry revitalization, empowering local producers and reducing imports. Distinguished guests, fellow Ghanaians, a critical pillar of the Feed Ghana program is the revitalization of Ghana's poultry industry, a sector with vast potential to drive import substitution, job creation, and national food security. In alignment with government's commitment to reduce Ghana's annual poultry import bill, estimated between $300 million and $400 million. A set of complementary interventions has been launched to boost both commercial and household level poultry production. Under the Poultry Industry Revitalization Program, 3 interventions are being rolled out to scale Ghana's poultry production, namely Poultry Farm to the Table project. Under this project, anchor farmers and outgrower support are being provided. 50 anchor poultry farmers have been selected for 80,000 birds each. With other logistical support, the target is to produce 4 million birds from this program. The Poultry Intensification Program. This program is being implemented by FSRP. Under this program, 500 small to medium-scale poultry farmers selected from across the country are being empowered to produce 3 million birds. Then the almighty Nkukon Ketenkete initiative, backyard poultry for nutrition and livelihoods. To enhance food security at the grassroots, the ministry is rolling out the Nkukon Ketenkete initiative, a backyard poultry farming program targeting the production of a total of 3 million birds with a strong focus on women and youth. Under this initiative, vulnerable households will be supported with pullets and basic production inputs. The objective is to improve household nutrition, enhance livelihoods, promote community-based food systems, and whip up interests of Ghanaian women and youth in poultry production. The Nkukon Ketenkete program was launched on 12 November 2025 by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana for immediate distribution of 3 million birds to all constituencies of this country. Under this program, every constituency is receiving 10,000 birds with feed. And as we speak, our teams are on the field distributing to the various constituencies. It is our hope that within the next 3 weeks, every, or maximum 1 month, every constituency in this country will be served. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it must be noted that 13,000 farmers in 12 selected districts have received 720,000 birds. The districts are Tamale Metro, Wa Municipal, Nanton, Savelugu, Mion, Karachi East, Boko West, West Gonja, Nandom, Sisala East, East Mamprusi, and Mamprugu Mwaduri. In some cases, battery cages were distributed to support backyard poultry production, especially those who are doing the layers. This was the pilot for the ministry to appreciate the associated risks of the Nkukon Ketenkete program. The program has been very successful, and hence the need for immediate rollout. This targeted intervention seeks to uplift vulnerable communities, particularly women-headed households, by enabling them to contribute meaningfully to local food production while improving nutrition and income security at the grassroots level. Ladies and gentlemen, looking at the huge investment we are making in the poultry subsector and the vigorous campaign for participation that the ministry has launched, we anticipate that the nation is going to produce a lot of poultry in the coming months. Hence, our decision to set up a poultry processing factory in Bechem. The procurement processes for the factory have been completed, and the soil cutting ceremony will be performed by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click on the bell for more updates.